Okay, I'm basically returning the favor. Dorli introduced me at an event that I did not too long ago at the Bathhouse Theater, and she told a few jokes for a while, and I don't know if I have any jokes off the top of my head. I just kind of want to get out of her way, because if there's anybody that can set things straight, it's Dorli Rainey.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful occasion. I want to just tell you a few little facts. I am not a hero. I'm just another one of us. And I don't like to be called a hero. I want to help the movement as much as I can, and that's why I'm here today. It is a very hard act to follow, Jim Page. But I want to assure you of several things. This movement is so much deeper and broader and effective than any of the movements I have participated in. It is bigger than the equal rights. It is bigger than the women's movement. It is bigger than the Vietnam anti-war movement. It is bigger than any war movement since then. And I am so proud of the people who are joining us in this movement. When I look at the mail that I get from all over the world, I got one yesterday from a man in Vienna. Beautiful stationery, and in big letters it said, "You're my hero." And then he wrote on it, he said, "And all of Vienna is with the Occupy Seattle group and you, Dorli. Stay with it."
All right.
And this sentiment comes from people who are not in the tents or anything. They're not visible, but they are there with us. People from Iceland to Mexico, from Spain to Holland have written and have sent cards, flowers, you name it, I get it, day and night. This is a movement like we have never seen before, and I just want you to know that we are not alone. Now, what happened to me happened because I just was in the right place at the right time. I was going to a meeting about safe streets. The day before, they had passed a resolution in the city council in Seattle guaranteeing free speech rights to the Occupy movement. That lasted 26 hours. And we showed them that our free speech rights are really not guaranteed by the city, or we can get pepper sprayed a few hours after the ink was dry on their useless document.
That's right.
So we need to be sure that we don't fall into the trap of believing that our elected officials will help us if we need their help. We have in Seattle a place called Nicholsville. They have been there now for several months, and the city absolutely refuses to let them hook up to city water.
That's not right.
We have an encampment at the community college where the health department is worried about sanitation. This is the cleanest place. It's cleaner than the park, Anderson Park up there, where they find needles and stuff all the time. They have not found any needles or drugs at Seattle Community College, but we are getting kicked out of there. So the double standard is alive and well in our government. And we have to stick together and fight for what is our right. The police brutality that we face all over, it's in New York and in LA and in Cal Davis and in Seattle, is the militarization of our police. There is no such a thing as an officer friendly. They have long since disappeared from the scene, and we need to be sure that we understand that when we speak to a police officer, he is not our friend, no matter what they say. Since 9/11, the militarization of our police has been handled by Homeland Security, the FBI, by the War on Terror. The training is paid for by our taxes, and they are trained by people that train the anti-terrorist task forces in Israel against the Palestinians. Our police chief in Washington, D.C. was one of the participants in training in Israel. And almost half of our police officials have that same training on how to handle insurgents. So we really are being sold piece by piece to a military that is infiltrating our police forces. I want one of the things I want to urge all of you to make sure that, as with Rachel Corrie, she would rather be dancing. I think all of us would rather be doing other things right now. But we need to do what my friend Jackie Hudson said. We need to go out and step one step outside of our comfort zone and do things that we never thought we could possibly do. I would also urge all of you to, when you step out, try to step into another scene somewhere, into maybe a meeting of an African American church. Go join a different temple. Go join a synagogue and see how other people live, so that we can bring in more diverse groups into our group. We are great, we're wonderful, and we need the help of all citizens, regardless of religion, color, or national origin. We need to help the immigrants. We need to get familiar with what their problems are, so that they can join us and feel that they are part of what we are defending in our country. I think one of the most rewarding things for me was when I taught Head Start in an immigrant community, Head Start kindergarten. I learned things that I never thought were possible. And I talked to one of my friends one time about police brutality, and I said, when my children were little, I used to say to them, if you get lost somewhere, go find a policeman to help you. And she looked at me and she says, oh, you grew up in a white neighborhood. She said, I never said that to my children. I never had the opportunity to have a policeman do a decent act towards my children. And we need to embrace other groups who don't have the same background and take on things like police that we do. So I would urge all of you to get familiar with the problems of other people so that we can help them, help themselves, and grow our community even bigger and better than we are now. Thank you.
Stand.